Hello Scorpios, so I'm doing your weekly tarot and this one is for the 29th of June to the 6th of July. As always, please don't try and force any of the messages to fit with your situation. Only take what resonates for you, okay? As always, we're going to do your spirit to animal guidance message, your rune, your healing crystal, strongest energy that surrounds you, and clarified it all with the tarot, okay? Timestamps are in my description box below if you want to skip anything. I wouldn't recommend skipping anything, but you know, just in case you want to, the option's going to be there. Also, don't forget to enter into our Otter Spirit gift giveaway as well. Thank you so very much to Otter Spirit. They are the brand behind these absolutely beautiful bracelets that you see here. There is still just about enough time to enter that competition. All you've got to do is let me know in the description box below if you would like the black tourmaline, lava rock or hematite. These three are from their protection package, and then we've got green jade and citrine. They were leftovers from last month's giveaway because only one person out of 3 winners actually collected their prize. Okay, so I did a bit of a rollover. There's still a little bit of time to enter into that competition. Don't send me any personal details in the comments box, okay? Just let me know which one of these bracelets is your favorite in the comments below. That's it, okay? Winners are going to be announced after June the 30th on my YouTube community page. So make sure that you're subscribed, you've got your notification bells on, because I do tag the winners' YouTube handles in that post. Okay, so you'll get a notification that I've tagged you. Right, so your spirit animal guidance message, this one's come out in the reversed position. It's the Jaguar and growth. So I'll read you the message first and then we'll get into why this came out reversed, okay? So it says, maturity is the ability to embrace change, and change cannot happen without a death, right? So some sort of death. This death does not necessarily mean physical, okay, so they don't mean literal, but it could be the ending of either a relationship, a situation, or simply your decision to not continue with the same old habits, right? So the message here, Scorpio, because it came out in the reverse, I'm going to leave it in the upright position so that you guys can focus on the positive attributes of this spirit animal's message rather than the negative, as like how it came out. So what this is, some of you guys are putting up with bullshit that you shouldn't be putting up with. And I feel like it's out of a sense of some sort of duty. Okay, you feel like it's your duty to put up with a certain individual, or to put up with whatever it could be, like bad behavior at work from other people, right? This could also be about your own habits. Maybe there's some sort of addictions here that are needing addressed, and you not acknowledging it, okay? The general consensus is, okay, if I ignore this problem, it's going to disappear. We all know the reality of that. It's not going to work, okay? If you sweep anything under the carpet, you're just going to end up with a lumpy carpet, and then you will end up tripping over it at some point, right? Just to put a bit of a visual to that. So something needs to change, something needs to go. Now, whatever this is specifically for you, again, it's going to be different for all of you, okay? This is a general read. So you're not all dealing with the same situations. Whatever this is that you know full well that you've been putting up with, that you shouldn't have to be putting up with, that's what this is going to be about, okay? Maybe there's this feeling of not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to upset anyone, not wanting to offend anyone, not wanting to come across as being the bad one. Well, you know what? When anything like that comes at the price of your own boundaries, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And I do feel strongly, Scorpio, that the vast majority of you guys are putting up with someone else's crappy ass behavior out of some sort of misplaced loyalty, out of some sense of misplaced duty. Okay, I feel that really, really strongly. And so the message here is this week, you guys are being urged to focus on your own growth, on your own healing, on your health. Focus on your health, okay? Anyone or anything that is affecting your health in a negative way, it's gotta go. It absolutely has to go. There's no two ways about it, right? You know, you guys know what they say, self-care isn't selfish, right? You don't have to put up with any sort of bullshit, whether it be internal or external, because that is going to affect your growth. It is going to affect your mental health, your emotional health, your ability to make decisions. Someone here is needing to stand up for themselves and say, do you know what, fuck this shit, no more. No more. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. And if this is about some sort of self-destructive habit that you might have, same deal. It's time to stand up and go, do you know what, fuck this. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep living like this. Okay? Now, your runic message, you've actually got a place, not a rune. And this one is Asgard, and it's come out off center, it's come out scattered. So there's confusing energy here, right? In its upright, it says divine judgment's decree and outcome, right? So Asgard, as you'll know, is the land of the gods. It's the land of the gods. It's about abundance. It's the place of safety and security. It can indicate positive outcomes and freedoms, and there is a sense of duty and a sense of responsibility attached to this, yes, because the Aesir, you know, they did have their own responsibilities, and we all know what happened when the Aesirs walked away from their responsibilities. Shit tended to fall apart, right? Things went wrong. Okay. I think the best one, actually, this is a good example of that one. I can't remember her name. Oh my goodness. I'm having a really bad brain fart moment here. It's the one who looked after the Garden of Eden. Right? I believe it was spelled Edun. Right? She was kidnapped. And the Aesir used to depend on her apples to stay young, fit and healthy. And she was kidnapped. So nobody had access to those magic apples anymore. So all of the Aesir grew old and weak and infirm really quite quickly, actually. Now, fair enough, she didn't walk away from the responsibilities. She was kidnapped. But that's just an example of what would happen when they weren't taking care of their duties, right? So, Scorpio, you're needing to really analyze what responsibilities are really yours. Okay, what is really your responsibility? Where you can delegate if possible as well. And also, are you giving yourself enough credit for what you're actually doing? Probably not. Probably not. I feel also as well that if anybody is taking you for granted, they are going to feel that loss when you stop doing whatever it is that you have been doing. Like, they're going to feel that. Okay. I need to take a look at the bottom of this deck here a minute. There's another place. Helheim or Helheimer. Echoes of souls, innermost yearnings and desires. So Helheimer, it means a continuation of life someplace else. which I find really intriguing. So it's like your life will continue, but someplace else, right? It's all about obtaining knowledge from those who came before you. So like your ancestors, for example. This is the need for you to confront or process any deeply buried emotions or experiences. And it does require a detachment from the material world, okay? And a focus on your inner wisdom and own understanding. Really intense energies. Really intense energies. I'm going to pull a couple of extra cards for this Asgard message, because I tell you, there's this general feeling of more information's wanting to come through here, but at the moment I'm not able to reach it. Okay, so that could literally be, at the moment, you're being a little bit either private or secretive. Can you tell us more about this Asgard energy and why this came out off center, please? Because I just feel that there's more information here. Why did this Asgard energy come out squiffy? The Scorpio. Oh. Oh. Six of Cups. And the way that that card came out of the deck was quite unusual as well. Something to do with your past or their past is not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility. I feel like someone's suffering. Like you might have disconnected here, and someone's feeling that. Six of Cups. Can you tell us more about this energy for Scorpio, please? Asgard coming out off center, thank you. Yeah, the King of Cups. Could be to do with water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. But you've got two Cups energies here that's coming out for that one. I feel like this is either a person from your past or a habit from your past, an addiction from your past. It's a little bit haunting with this Asgard coming out squiffy. A little bit haunting. Again, take it as it resonates, because for some of you, this is going to be about old habits that took you a long time to break free from. It's creeping back in this week. Tell us more about this energy for Scorpio. Six of Cups with the King of Cups. Six Cups for the King of Cups. Scorpio. Ten of Wands. Burden. I'm very, very suspicious at this message. Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of that deck. An investment. That's also patience and doing your due diligence. Page of Wands. Scorpio, it's possible, right? If this is not about an unhealthy habit of your own past that's creeping back in this week, then it's going to be possible that there's a person here from your past who's trying to make out like they are your responsibility in some way, shape or form. Because if you look at this, there's past energy here that's causing a burden. There's past energies that's slowing you down. And it's almost as if you can't help but feel sorry for someone here. Even though you knew or you know that they bring a lot of their crap onto themselves. It's like you're going to struggle to disconnect from your empathy here. And if this is about an old habit, an old addiction that's creeping back up this month, it's coming through because of some sort of emotional trauma, some sort of emotional struggle. Okay. You've got to keep living your life, though. You've got to keep living your life. What's this Helheim for Scorpio? A continuation of your life elsewhere. Look at these reversals now. Wow. The Six of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Page of Cups, Nine of Swords, all in the reversed position. Holy shit. There's like a... If you look at this combination here, right? Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles reversed. That's like a family outcast, or someone who's been outcast from a group of friends or from a situation. Like a scapegoat or a black sheep or something like that. There's definitely outcast energy here. And there's this feeling of you disconnected for a reason, you stopped giving for a reason. There is no confusion, there's plenty of clarity here surrounding that family situation or that group situation. It's like it's saying you don't want any sort of association with that particular group for valid reasons. And then you got this. There's like emotional blackmail or something here that's going on with that Page of Cups in the reverse. But it's not going to work. It's not going to have the effect that they think it will, because your life has continued elsewhere. You're no longer a part of this energy. You're no longer a part of this particular timeline. Nine of Swords reversed. Like, as far as you're concerned, whatever that past is, it's over, it's done, it's finished. You don't want to go back. You have valid reasons for not wanting to go back. I don't feel that that's going to stop them, though. Six of Wands, the Star, and the Seven of Wands. You're going to respond in a way that they're not expecting for you to respond, Scorpio. Because I feel that this past energy assumes that you've never changed, that you're just going to be as loyal and devoted to them as what you always were. They're assuming that you're going to be happy. They're assuming that you're going to be happy here to hear from them. But in actual fact, you're going to be incredibly standoffish, very, very defensive for good reason. Because now you've got a lot to protect. You've got a lot to defend here. Okay. Okay. So, the overall message with this one, Scorpio, they didn't appreciate you back then. And it is past energy. They didn't appreciate you back then. They're not likely going to appreciate you now. And it feels to me like they're coming back in out of habit. That's how that feels. If you're tempted to go back to anybody from your past, which isn't very likely, but there are going to be like one or two Scorpios who are maybe debating, should I go back to such and such? The answer is going to be the same. It's not going to be wise. It's not going to be wise. because you would just be going back to them out of habit as well. I'm going to leave the cards there a minute. Let's get you a healing crystal. That was unusual. I mean, I know we're 20 minutes into your read, but that was weird how that message needed to come out there. Let's get a healing crystal. Amber. Your healing crystal's amber. Okay, what is it? Of way of ancient origin, amber is not a rock, but it's fossilized tree resin with a sugar-sweet energy. Telegraphed by its golden honey and maple syrup hues, amber promotes a feeling of warmth and of well-being from the first blush. And armchair paleontologists love the dinosaur-era bugs, aka inclusions, that are sometimes caught inside. Who needs it? Tree people, old souls, and anyone gearing up for a long dark winter. Where to put it? In any room that you want to convert into a sunroom. When to use it? When you need a metaphysical hug from the universe. Then call on amber's cuddly electric blanket vibes and cozy up. And then the affirmation with this one is to recharge your good vibes. Recharge your good vibes. So yeah, Scorpio, it feels like someone here is coming in from the past. It's not going to make you feel good, okay? I can tell you that much. It's not going to make you feel good. But that could just be because, I mean, there's going to be multiple reasons. But the main one being, it's quite insulting that this person just assumes that you've never changed, right? Especially with that Nine of Pentacles being there as well. Like that's a really strong, independent energy, right? That's someone who, like literally, this past energy, at some point, you felt like you needed their approval. You felt like you needed their validation, right? At some point in the past. At some point you realized you were never going to get it from them. They were not ever able to give it. And so you started approving of yourself. It's like you learn here how to stand up for yourself, defend yourself, how to give yourself permission, how to create the best life possible for yourself, right? Without any sort of help, support or input from this either family or social circle or whatever it was, that used to be vitally important to you, because at one point it used to be your 10 of Pentacles, but it's now no more, okay? Because you've gone ahead and created a life for yourself elsewhere. Like, that message is really, really specific, okay? So it's an insult to have this individual come back from the past and just assume that you're still exactly the same as what you were back then. Nothing's changed. They're going to assume that you're still going to want their validation, you're still going to want their approval, you're still going to want their maybe love here. And you know what? You don't want any of that at all, because it's all reversed. It's like you've already grieved that, you've already moved on from that, you've already made peace with it, you've already accepted it, right? And this individual coming back in with the attitude on them what they're coming back in with, it's going to knock you. It's going to irk you, right? It might disturb your inner peace. That's why they're saying here, recharge your good vibes, right? Because this individual, this situation, it is going to knock your good vibes. It is going to make you feel bad, at least for a couple of days. Miserable for a couple of days, right? I don't know who this person is. I don't know who they are to you. I don't know what they've done to you. I don't know the history behind this, right? I can only read the current strongest overall energy. I'm an intuitive, not a psychic. I can give you some clues with zodiac information. Okay, I can give little hints about a little bit of stuff that they did to you from the past, such as like constantly criticizing you to the point where you believed genuinely that there was something seriously wrong with you. Everything that you did for this person, nothing was ever good enough. Okay, that's the sort of descriptions that I can give you. It's probably another water sign, so another Scorpio or a Cancerian or a Pisces. But then you've also got strong Aquarius energy here and a little bit of Leo energy, a little bit of Virgo energy. Okay, so like straight away that's 6 out of the 12 signs. Do you know what I mean? So I can't fill in all of the blanks. I can only fill in some of them. Does that make sense? You've got to focus on the main message here anyway, Scorpio, which is literally some sort of past energy is coming back in. And if you're not careful, it or they is going to fuck your shit right up if you're not careful. Right? That's why they're saying here, recharge your good vibes. Recharge your good vibes. That's what you're needing to focus on. That's what you're needing to make a priority. Okay. And again, it's really unusual the way that the read is wanting to unfold this week. Because usually we do the spirit animal, the rune, the healing crystal, then the tea leaf, and then the tarot. But the rune messages, they were demanding to be clarified right there and then on the spot. So again, we can take that as another metaphor for what's going on with this energy, Scorpio, when this person comes back in, if it is indeed a person. Because remember, I told some of you that for some of you it's going to be a habit of old, a habit of the past that was destructive in your past. And that's what you're going to be grappling with this week. So you've got to be stronger than your addiction, right? You're going to want answers on the spot. You're going to want clarification on the spot when this comes through. And that's completely understandable. Completely understandable. Can you tell us more for Scorpio, please, for this energy? Yeah, it's just... It's strange. It's a really strange vibe that's going on here. What's the energy for Scorpio? 29th of June to the 6th of July. Fox. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So you're being told you're going to have to be shrewd and resourceful here, Scorpio. Okay? For some of you guys, this could be like an old business partner or an old colleague or something like that, that caused you a lot of issues, that caused you a lot of problems. Okay? Again, take it as it resonates. It's to do with someone or something that at one point in your life, it was the single most important thing to you. It's connected to that. You're going to have to be shrewd and resourceful. Also with the Fox energy, they are survivors. They are incredibly adaptable. And they're very, very clever as well. Very clever. It says lightning in the reverse. Control your anger or you'll be soddy. Interesting. So, yeah. Emotionally, explosive. Very, very explosive. Now, the energy's unseen, should we call it, just to be more inclusive. The universe, whatever name you prefer to put on it. Great Spirit, that's my preference, Great Spirit. They're advising here, Scorpio. And again, remember, look, they can only advise, okay, they can't control you, you've got free will. The energies unseen are recommending for you guys to be careful, not to allow your emotions get the better of you. They understand you're upset. They understand your anger. They're saying, actually, it's justified. It is justified. We get that. We understand that. But what you don't do is you don't take action on that. Never, ever, ever take action while you're angry. Ever. On anything. Any And every response to this needs to be calculated and calm. Remember, shrewd resourcefulness, right? If you're to respond in anger, which would be justified, right? It could end up making things a lot worse for you. Okay. What else for Scorpio? What else for Scorpio? I'm struggling to control this deck today because literally I can feel that half of the deck is wanting to just fall out. Scissors. Disappointment in some affair. You don't want to get to a situation, Scorpio, where you respond in such a way because you imagine you're not able to control your anger, which again is justified. You're going to feel so disappointed with yourself for not being able to control your anger. Okay. When you feel that anger bubbling up to the surface, disconnect from everyone and everything for a bit. Go to your room, close the door. Don't put any distractions on, right? Don't put on any music. Don't put anything on. And just sit there and sit with the emotions and write it. Write it down. Okay? I feel like this week, Scorpio, you're going to be tested to the extreme. Right? The whale in reverse. Great Woody over nothing. Yeah, it's not over nothing. That's why it's reversed. That's why it's reversed. So it's possible, Scorpio, that certain other individuals around you might try and oversimplify this situation. They might try and trivialize what's going on. They might try and trivialize your anger, your pain, your hurt, your disappointment. They might try and trivialize all that. It isn't anyone else's place to tell you how you should or shouldn't feel. How you feel is how you feel. Okay? No one else has got the right to trivialize that, ever. And I'm getting the impression, Scorpio, that if this was you that worked so long and so hard on cutting out these people in the first place, you would have had very real reasons behind doing that. And you would have been pushed to your absolute ultimate limit before you had done that. Because that's not something that you would have done lightly. And it probably would have taken you many a years to build up to doing that as well. And it feels to me like someone is going to try and trivialize all of that, as well as your feelings. Not good. You do have support, though. You have to know that you do have support. What's going on here, please? For Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpio? Can you have a couple of cards to clarify the fox, the lightning, the scissors, and the whale? For Scorpio, please. I'm going to get the potential outcome here as well. Five of Wands. Like, there it is. Trials of strength. A struggle, being pushed to your limits, someone being abrasive, someone starting shit here, Scorpio, someone starting shit here. Can you have another card for this, please, for Scorpio? Oh boy, it's going to be one of those weeks. People can't just live and let live, can they? King of Wands. You got fire energy coming through now. King of Wands. It's like someone's provoking you to see what you'll do. To see what you'll do. And there's another fox there as well. Look. See by his feet? Another wee fox. Be shrewd. Be resourceful. Be smart. Play it clever. Play it like that clever wee fox. That's the Scorpio. Thank you. I think that's reversed. It is reversed. Strength in reverse. That's about your integrity under pressure. I'm suspicious, Scorpio. I feel like this is deliberate. I do. I feel that this is deliberate. I feel like someone is provoking you this week. Provoking you to respond in a way, like, provoking you to respond in a way that is not within your own integrity. Justice at the bottom of the deck. Keep that balance. Okay, keep that balance. And keep in mind that everything has to balance out as well, Scorpio. Remain focused on you. Remain focused on your growth, on your progress. Okay. I genuinely do feel like someone's trying to drag you through the mud this week, Scorpio. This is not the message that I wanted to give you guys. I do not want to be reading this. I gotta put it out though because someone needs to hear it. This is someone's message. It's not going to be everybody's message. It's going to be someone's message and someone needs to hear it. Because I'm telling you, someone is trying to get our Scorpio collective in trouble here. They're trying to get our Scorpio collective in massive, massive fucking trouble. Huge. It's like they're pushing. There's a Scorpio here that's about to get pushed into doing something that they're never going to be able to take back. Shit. What's the likely outcome here, please, Scorpio? Thank you. The Magician is up to you. Whenever you see the Magician that comes out in a likely outcome, that's Great Spirit's way of saying, Scorpio, the outcome to this is in your hands. The outcome is in your hands. How is this going to play out, Scorpio? Because you can determine that outcome. In my opinion, as a reader, the Magician is one of the most powerful cards in the entire tarot deck because it's a reminder that you have power, you have free will, you are in charge of your actions. That's why it's the manifester. What is it that you're creating? What is it that you're putting out into the world and out into the universe? It sounds woo. I don't give a fuck. It's a reminder that everybody has power. Everyone has power through the actions that they take. Maiden of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is the Page of Pentacles. See how childlike and free that energy is? As a student, it's learning something new. In this deck, it's learning something new about yourself because it's a symbol for your own inner child. And there's messages of protection here as well with the bear cub. And if you look, the bear cub has got a pentagram on its forehead, which is a very protective sigil. And with the leaves being blown up into the air, that's a symbol of release. Release. So there needs to be an emotional release here. Give another card for this for Scorpio, please. Scorpio's potential outcome here. The Hermit. Yeah. Know thyself. The Hermit, self-mastery. 2 major arcanas for your likely outcome. Temporary disconnect also, if necessary. It's like you can sense the way that the wind is blowing this week. You can sense there's a little bit of trouble here. Do you know what? I'm going to keep myself to myself for a wee bit. Self-mastery, self-control. Intense. Really, really, really intense. I wish I could give you guys more information than that. But you have to understand, I'm limited with what I can see. I'm limited with... In certain circumstances, I'm limited on what I can say as well. Especially on YouTube. You guys know how it is. Have a healing message for Scorpio, please. I was not expecting to see that today. Solar Cycle 9 and ideas. Let's take a look. Where is the book? There we go. Okay. Leave space for dreaming. I love that. Yeah. Leave space for dreaming. Journal. Make time to think and allow your imagination to work. Take a retreat from your usual work. Make creativity a priority. And then your affirmation with this one. I have exciting ideas that enable me and others to flourish. So that's where your attention needs to be this week, Scorpio. That's where your focus needs to be. Okay. Clearly some little... whatever is trying to drag you through the mud here. You're going to have to divert your attention towards something that is creative. Okay. And I say that as the wind starts picking up outside. So focus on something that is creative and healthy while you're waiting for the wind to blow over. Okay. What else for Scorpio, please? What else for Scorpio? If you're noticing changes within you, it's because you're leaving an old version of yourself behind. Yeah. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending. And new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. Yeah. It feels, Scorpio, like somebody is taking umbrage at the fact that you're closing out old cycles. And that's why they're trying to drag you back into some shit again. You deserve this new chapter. You deserve this new life. You deserve to just be left in peace. That's all anybody wants. You're not asking for the earth. You're just asking to be left in peace. Alright, your Sun Tzu messages. All warfare is based on deception. Yeah, no shit. Meaning, do not be deceived. Life is hard enough when we're deceived by others, but even harder when we deceive ourselves and we tell ourselves that others are better, smarter, and more deserving of happiness than we are, or when emotions get in the way of our rational choices. Yeah. Much of our freedom and power comes from control of our choices. Choose not to be deceived. Yeah. So choose not to be deceived either through self-deception or someone else trying to deceive you. Okay. And then the clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require too much from individuals, hence his ability to pick out the right man and utilize combined energy, meaning combined energy equals teamwork. It is easier to lift a heavy weight with others than by ourselves. You can apply this to your decision making too. Seek advice from those who are more knowledgeable than you in specific areas, which will help you to make better small choices. The more you know, the more options you'll have. Yeah. So there's that message when I says you do have support around you, Scorpio. Okay. It's reaffirming that particular message. So when shit kicks off here, seek advice. Seek advice from those that you know are good people, from those that you know you can trust. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to get out a funny deck here as well. I'll just grab that for you now. Let's grab you the shitty deck. There we go. I'm not very well prepared for this reading today. It's been a bit of a strange week. Right, what else for Scorpio, please? What else for Scorpio? There we go. Okay. Remember, it takes courage, pain, and time to unlearn all of the shit that you've been taught. Yeah. Yeah, it's about mental elasticity. You have to unlearn all of the negative shit that you've been taught about yourself here, Scorpio. And that's going to take time, courage, and patience. Okay? But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that reading has been helpful. For personal readings, I am taking bookings on my website, which is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.